talk about more on piano techniques. A lot of people requested about this exercise video that you can follow along. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe we should do that. Now, first of all, this one is about think big exercise, and it's in my book, Piano Freedom, that I wrote a few years back. So what is a think big exercise? Because when we play at the piano, we always think about just the fingers, just our hand, our wrist, and that's it. When you play the piano, it's a big instrument, okay? See, when we play other instruments, like cello or violin or wind instrument, we are holding on to the instrument, right? So our connection with the instrument is easier to see and feel. But the piano is different because we're not moving on piano, right? We have to move to accommodate the piano. You cannot move it; it's too big. So we have to think about how to move our body for the piano. Now, even when you're teaching beginners, or you're playing something like not as advanced, you still have to think more about the body orientation and the movement. One of the things that's very important is called weight transfer. What that means is, because you're not playing just one note, when you're more than one note, you have to start, so you have to start moving along. So you have to transfer the weight from one
Now
note
let's
to
go
the
to
other.
our
So
think
this is
big
the most important
exercise.
concept. Now you can see my feet on the floor. So what you want to do is, you can start standing first, okay? I'm playing whatever chord, I'm playing the C chord. You can feel that you're putting all your body weight into the keys, right? You want to play all the way down. It's very easy, right? And then you can start playing and then start gradually sitting down at the same time. So you can bring that awareness, pushing it down with your body weight, and then start bringing it to when you're sitting, okay? So you can do a few times, Also, very important is doing this, okay? So put your feet a little bit wider, right? Don't do it like this, right? You want to be a little wider, so you are balancing yourself, so no knee going in, okay? The knees are going out a little bit, so you can balance it, kind of like a hip distance apart, actually maybe a little bigger, and then pointing out a little bit, and then not using your hands. I tell my kids, okay, don't use your hand to push yourself up on the bench, right? Sit up, right? Don't go lean back like that. Sit up and tall, and then see you can stand up. Right? You can feel, oh, okay, I'm putting the weight on my feet. If they're too short, then you're gonna put like a little stool underneath their feet so they can balance. But this is probably not for the kids to do this think big exercise. For those who can actually put their feet on the ground, you can do that. You have to do a few times, right? And then you can also do this. You stand, ask your student to stand, or you can stand, and then start playing a chord, maybe a C chord, doesn't matter, whatever chord that is. Because you can feel you're pushing down, very easy, right? Using your body weight. And you can start gradually sitting down and playing. Oh, I'm putting weight down to the keys. So then you start using your body, right? Your arm, the whole arm, because a lot of times people just use their forearm like this. You see this? Okay, so they're putting it really close, and then it's not helpful. So you can keep your arms out a little bit. At all times, actually, kind of like a mannequin. Actually, kind of more like ballet. People doing ballet, they keep their arms like this. So try to keep your arm, the upper arm, a little bit farther away. Not this, right? Or not this, right? So shoulders down, and then elbow out a little bit, and then you're doing this the whole time. Of course, sometimes you move, but try to keep it out so you're not restricting your movement. Because doing this, you're restricting. You're just doing this. You want to do a circular movement. That's what we do at the piano. Now, after the think big exercise, you can proceed to doing the first exercise and the second exercise in the technique transformation exercise book that I wrote. So I've showed you before, but let's do it again together this time. This is the first exercise. It's going up and down in the C position. Try to keep your fingers curved, all the knuckles out. And the wrist is parallel to the ground. Left hand, same thing, in the C position. Start with the pinky. You can do this with different fingers, just one, right? You can move up or just the pinky. So for example, let's do the pinky. So you can work on each finger like that, okay? Next, we have exercise 2. Exercise 2 is when you start doing the weight transfer, and there's a 2-note slur. So you can stay inside the C position again, and we can just do all the 5 fingers right now. So what the idea is, you have to rotate. So when you rotate, you are transferring the weight to the next finger. So instead of using 2, you're going to do like this. You are doing one weight and then transfer from one to the next, using the arm rotation, okay? So I'm going to go slowly, we can do it together. Let me show you one more time. When you go hit, and then the rotation is occurs between hitting the notes, right? So you don't want to go like turning when you're playing the notes. You want to turn in between the notes. Turn, hit, turn, hit, turn. Just a little bit, because the notes are very close. Turn, turn. Now you can start doing other fingers. For example, you can do 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 2, 3, 2, 3. So you can work on different fingers. The idea is when you hit the first note, your wrist go down a little bit and then transfer it to the next one. You rotate a little bit to go to the next. So you transfer weight to the next finger. You hit the same level and then you release. You don't have to move your wrist up that high. Actually, just release it and then you will go up, because you're actually releasing, and then the arm will go up a little bit. Okay, now let's do the left hand. Let me move up a little bit here so you can see it. I'm going to start with the pinky.
let's start from the top and practice together. Now let's work on exercise 2 together. Now let's take a look at the movement from above.
I hope you find this exercise video helpful. Try to work on the think back exercise, putting all the weight down in the keys. Feel that you're very strong with the whole body, not just the fingers. And also the 1-note exercise and the 2-note slur exercise. Those are very helpful in trying to keep your fingertips on the keys so you can feel the keys, and instead of like picking them up and hit it, right? So you can feel how much weight you can put in the key. 2-note slur exercise, you start to do the weight transfer, the rotation, and that will help facilitate a smoother, more efficient playing. And next time I'm going to show you more on the 3-note and the 5-note exercise, which we did. And that will be very helpful for a lot of playing and also preparation for scales.